welcome in Huntsville. Another wonderful good morning to you. Thanks for waking up with us.
What do you love about Huntsville? What makes this a great place to be?
Everyone here is very genuine and very kind and friendly. You never hesitate to speak up and say hello or good morning or just acknowledge the person walking by.
The thing that I love most about Huntsville, I love the peace that Huntsville brings. I love the peace that it gives me.
I feel accepted and part of the town and like I belong here.
Huntsville is where my lovely wife lived when I met her, so I moved here. So I'm pretty thankful for her.
Starting to pick up.
Yep. Well, that'll be great on live, on a podcast.
Hey, we may lose one of these canopies. There it goes.
Oh, boy.
I knew that was going to happen.
We're bucking for you in Huntsville, Texas.
Yeah, you're live, Irma. Welcome. What's up, Irma? How you doing? We got you. Hey, we're tapped into your computer there too, where you work. We can actually see you on video. I hacked your computer. So beautiful earrings today, Irma. You're always beautiful. Very nice.
You're so silly.
Welcome in Huntsville as we get rolling. We put the blinder up on the show this morning. No one knows yet. We got a special surprise. It's kind of the godfather of the show himself here.
Exactly.
Here he is. Boom, right there he goes. Greg, good to see you.
The very first one.
Yes, sir. Great to see you. Greg Smith back with us today. I called this morning to let Billy know. I said, hey, the kiddos are running a little crazy. I had to take care of something as quickly as I could this morning. I said, I'm on the way. And he goes, well, I got a special treat for you. And I said, what's that? He goes, Brother Smith is out there waiting for you.
Yeah.
And so Greg Smith joining us today. It's good to see you again, Greg.
Good to see you, too. Good to be here, Rob. I know the community's going to miss Billy today. He's endeared himself to this show, and everybody loves to hear from Billy and his wit and compassion on the show for the community. But he's working this morning. He's got a funeral.
Taking care of families, and that's exactly what you guys do. And we're so thankful to everybody. Thanks for being a part of it here this morning as we get rolling on this Faithful Friday. I think everything's going to tie in wonderfully today with that word faithful, and we'll tell you a little bit more about that in a moment. We are getting started. Greg, 322 episodes today, as it just doesn't seem like it.
It doesn't seem like that's a possibility. Everybody in town loves the show, and your listenership, your viewership just keeps on going up and up and up, and very, very popular, very uplifting, and great for the community. Congratulations.
Well, we appreciate it. We couldn't do it without many friends, including Paul at the gallery. Paul, we love you, my friend. Appreciate all your support. Paul at the gallery at 1201 University. Big shout out to Elliot Herzlich at Elliot's Jewelers, online at elliotsjewelers.com. And, of course, our foundation sponsors that make everything possible. And we get to have so much fun, but we also lift people up. And we do have some serious times here on this show, and we appreciate very much the generous support of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. Taking care of families is what they do, and it's just been so great. Greg, of course, I knew you before this show, and when we were here in Huntsville the first go-around, and you and I quickly developed a friendship, and Billy and I developed a friendship, and then I got to know more of your staff over there. And I just love what you guys do. And most importantly, I love how you care about families. And I had mentioned to Billy, my dad passed a couple of months ago, and I hadn't went down that journey before. Obviously, I didn't know what to do, and Billy was the first person that I thought of to help me navigate through that. And, and even though Mom had folks back in Georgetown that handled the service and did all that, Billy was still so good, and y'all were so good to me. Even you texted me, Greg, and that meant the world to me. And that's what I love about how y'all serve others.
Well, we appreciate your friendship, Rob, and like you said, yes, we've been friends for a long time. We followed you and your journey, even up to Fargo.
Yeah.
I came to visit you in Fargo, and you'd only been up there about a week, I think. And I called you and said, "Hey, what are you doing for lunch?"
I remember you did that, and I said, "Greg, wait a minute, man. I'm not here anymore." You go, "I know. I'm heading that way."
Yeah, exactly. So yes, I've enjoyed our friendship, and we appreciate your support too, as well, Rob.
You bet. Well, I want to go back to this because it's kind of a funny story. That first week I was there when you showed up, that's when I realized, man, maybe I made a mistake. I need to go back to Huntsville.
Yeah. Well, I tried to. In fact, I told you, I said, I'm not worried about you. You'll be back. And sure enough, you are, and we're glad to have you.
Yes, sir. We'll appreciate you as well. And, hey, something else that I'm really looking forward to on August the 15th, you got an invite to this too, Greg. So we sent it to the email. So
I'll be there.
So we are having a community dinner. We wanted to do a thank you, and we're going to start doing this. We're going to try to do it at least twice a year. If we can, we want to do it once a quarter. But for sure, at least twice a year, we want to do a community dinner. We've invited all of our foundation support and our sponsors. Many of them have already RSVP'd. So we let the cat out of the bag. And we are inviting the community now, too. So all of you that follow Hello Huntsville and that are friends of this show and this platform, bring your family and come out on August the 15th. It's at the new Sam Houston Community Room. And we're going to be there. Brisket, pork butt, the fixins. Greg, I've got folks saying, can I bring something? I said, well, we didn't want it to be a potluck, but we are
let them bring it.
Let them bring it. Yes, sir. So it's going to be a fun time on Thursday, August the 15th.
It is, and we got the brisketeer coming to do the meat, and I've enjoyed getting to know him, visit with him. I'm in the process of building a new pit, and he's giving me some help there and pointers and going to check me out on it whenever I get it built.
It's Kyle Kreiner, the brisketeer. It's funny, this show has kind of just, things morph on their own. You know how things go. You start something and you have these ideas, and then I think the way to make things successful is you got to have some direction, but you also got to let things, I guess the fan word now is organic. Everybody uses that word. You got to let things organically grow. And so out of this show, just these monikers started. So we have the Hug of Huntsville, which is Kay Boning, the Grandmother of Huntsville, which is Carolyn Gibson, the Brisketeer of Huntsville, which is Kyle Kreiner. And, man, I could sit here and write a list of probably 10 of them now that we have. And, Greg, we don't have one for you yet, so we got to think of that one.
That's okay. Yeah, I don't feel neglected, believe me.
So if you have one, look, our audience is already joining us this morning. If you have one for Greg, let us know your positive thoughts about Greg, and you come up with one, and we'll take a vote on it. All right? Does that sound good?
Sounds good to me.
Well, hey, go ahead, Greg.
We're delighted to have you over at our new room. We've just opened it up this week, as a matter of fact. We've served 3 families that we've had funerals there this week have used it, and just the response has just been overwhelming. And the phone has been ringing off the wall. The people are booking it right and left for different events. A baby shower they booked yesterday, and we've got a Bible study that's going to be in there on Thursday evenings starting very soon, and the Republican women are going to be meeting in there. I mean, there's just people using it from all different walks of life and all different purposes, and that's what we want. We've opened it up to the community at no charge. I felt like that there's a beautiful room like that. There's no reason letting it sit vacant when we're not using it for funerals. And so we've opened it up to the community, for no charge. We're going to charge a deposit, and you leave it like you found it and mark off everything on the checklist that we need to do before you leave. you get your deposit back. So there's no charge to use it, and that's the way we're going to start off. If we get overwhelmed and we need to cut it down a little bit, then then we may switch gears. But for right now, that's the plan, is just open it up to the community and let them use it.
If you leave it better than you found it, you get a check. Right?
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, but no, we think it's so great, Greg, and that's why we were thinking, when we started this platform, it's always been a dream of mine. Once we started to build up momentum, we said we got to find ways to be more involved. Even when we first started, we of course wanted to be involved, but once we started building momentum, I said, now I think we can start doing things like having a dinner. And so Kyle graciously said, let's do it. And then talked to Billy, and Billy said, yeah, Greg would be totally okay. Come use that room. And so that's what we're going to do. And we're going to limit it to 50, and we're already getting close to that RSVP number. So the cat's out of the bag, and we're going to be over there and have a lot of fun. But the room is beautiful. Furniture came in. That furniture is gorgeous.
Furniture came in. We've waited 6 months for that furniture. It's custom made by a company, Eagle Chairs, down in Houston. It's custom made just to fit exactly in there. We have seating for 90, and if we needed to crowd a few more in, we can set up another table too. But as it sits right now, we've got seating for 90, and it's a full kitchen. You cook, warm it up. We've got this gigantic island serving bar, and that it just runs the whole full length of the kitchen, and it's just very well designed. Men's and ladies' restrooms completely separate from the funeral home. If we were having a funeral in there and an event over there, there's it's very, very soundproof, and neither one would disturb the other one. So we're real proud of it, and anxious to share it with the community.
We're thankful for it, and when I talk about this community so much, this show's all about lifting up the good and highlighting the good and encouraging folks. And one thing that I've always felt from you, Greg, and not just saying it, I go back, and I love being able to have this disclaimer, because sometimes people will have someone sitting next to them that sponsors, oh, that's my buddy, or that's my friend. But like I said, we've known each other before this.
That's right.
And from the moment that I met you, Greg, I said, this guy is compassionate, he cares, and that's the way that Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Homes ran. And then this idea of having a community room, this vision that you've brought to life, is just another extenuation of that. And now folks in the community are going to be blessed by it. I go back and I think about the connections that folks help make in this community, and I absolutely wouldn't be here if it wasn't for those connections. You wouldn't be here without the connections. Right. We depend on each other in this world, and maybe that's some of the inspiration this morning, is think about who can you be for that person. Maybe somebody needs to be lifted up this morning. Maybe somebody's down and out. Maybe somebody's going through the loss of someone in the family. This week I was talking yesterday of 3 funerals in 7 days. That's just been a lot going on, and had one up in Athens on Wednesday. I'm going to officiate a funeral back in Georgetown on Saturday, and then a really good dear friend of this community passed away, our friend Randy Thompson, and his service is going to be on Monday. But all 3 of those folks, just remarkable, God-fearing people, and just the compassion that this community pours in to what I've seen. The response with Randy, is so tremendous. And I think about those connections. And so, again, think about who can you be that blessing to today. Somebody needs to talk to you. I did want to highlight one other thing. When you were on one time, Chrissy Cogdell came on. Uh-huh. She has First Touch Family, and you had known Chrissy as well. And because of that friendship that y'all had, and you knowing her and the connection, all that kind of started to mutate and gravitate together. And now she is going to be hosting a grief support group here in this community over at First. Now, it's not part of First, but she's using the facilities there on Wednesday night. And I just thought about that when I saw you this morning. I said, man, if it wasn't for Greg, I don't know how all that connection would have happened. So
I remember Chrissy the first day I met her. She made a big impact on me. We were tailgating out at when Will was a freshman.
Which Greg started, by the way, Greg started the tailgating at Sam Houston.
Well, I will claim a big share of that. I remember rolling up in there the very first day, and I thought I was going to be rolling into Texas A&M and there was one other person in the parking lot. There was me and one other guy there, and that one other guy became a good friend and was a big part of the reason that I'm sitting here today, and that's Larry Graves. But we were the first two people there in the parking lot, and so I got a hold of the parents' mailing list from Ron Randleman, started emailing, and we got 2 or 3 the next week and 4 or 5 the next week, and then the Alumni Association saw, let's see what these guys got going. They put up a little 10 by 10 pop-up, tent. And so it really grew from there over the next several years. But I'll claim that.
So through that, I
met Chrissy that first year, and she's working for the university, and she helped out and got us started, and so we've had a great relationship with her. She later married. A great supporter of the Bearcats, Ron Maffridge, and who was a very, very close friend of mine, and miss him every day. As and the field is named after him. One of the facilities there is the field house named after him, and so it's all about relationships, Rob. It doesn't make any difference if you are working at the Good Shepherd Mission, or if you're doing a radio show, if you're digging ditches or selling shoes. It's about relationships, and that's, in this community especially, it's all about relationships, and that's why we try to get out into the community and attend the Rotary Club, the Kiwanis Club, the Lions Club. During the week, we attend church, and we enjoy the relationships that we have.
There's a good chance if you've been thirsty in Huntsville, and I'm talking water, I'm not talking other stuff. If you've been thirsty, there's a good chance you have crossed paths with the Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home water bottle.
Well, we give out cases of water to a lot of the community events, and we not only do we have them at our graveside services on a hot summer day, comes in pretty handy, but we donate to a lot of charities, and that's what we do, is we donate the water.
That's great. Well, again, Greg Smith here with us this morning. Special guest, too. We'll have him on here in just a few moments. We're very excited to meet the new director of the Good Shepherd Mission, and many of you know him already, but we're going to get to know him here on the show and a little bit more. It's Monte Robinson, been in this community for a hot minute, as I like to say, and we're excited to have him joining us here in just a few moments. We're going to continue on. Let us know you're out there. By the way, Greg, we did have some come in, and the consensus is, this was from Asa Jowers is the winner. She says, "Gracious Greg." So there you go.
I think I like that.
The gracious. We'll have to figure that one out, because it's the something of the gracious man of Huntsville, Gracious Greg.
That's a good start.
We'll get Jamie Saucier to we'll have it here, And,
sure.
And we'll call this. Today's the Legacy Show, by the way.
Right.
It's the Legacy Show with Greg Smith. So, well, let's take our first break. We'll be back in a moment. Hey, final opportunity this week. We're going to give away some money today. $20 coming your way. Greg, do you see that keyword?
What?
It's flashing on the screen. What is it, Greg?
Taters.
Taters. I just wanted you to say it. That's it. Who thought every week sometimes if Karen's here with me on Monday, she and I come up with the word. Well, Kyle Kreiner came up with the word this week.
Okay.
So it's taters.
Taters. I like
taters.
That.
Taters is the key word this week. And I'm glad, because I've got all of our co-hosts to say it this week, just because it's a fun word. So taters, alongside your name. Text in taters, TATERS, along with your name on that 0 Degree Creations phone and text line. That number, 936-339-0139. Once again, 936-339-0139. As always, our Faithful Fridays brought to you by Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We'll talk more with Greg on the end of the show, and he'll be here with us on the next segment along with Monty as well. Stay with us. More to come as we celebrate all things good. This is your show, Huntsville. It's Good Morning Huntsville.
Hi, I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
Hey, I'm Denise Olivas, Business Account Specialist at Walker County Federal Credit Union. One of the best things I hear from our members is how they love being treated like they're important, like their family. Sure, our members love things like low rates on loans too, but combine that with the friendliest and most helpful service in town, and you've got Walker County Federal, taking care of our members. It's what we do. We are Walker County Federal Credit Union, member NCUA.
Welcome to Magnolia Kennel of Huntsville, where we've been caring for your furry family members for over 4 decades. Nestled at 877 IH 45 South, our kennel is a perfect retreat for your pet. With a climate-controlled facility, spacious exercise yards, we ensure a comfortable and enjoyable stay. At Magnolia Kennel, we offer a range of options including overnight boarding, extended stay boarding, and doggy day out. But that's not all. We also provide additional pampering services like baths and nail care to keep your pets looking and feeling their best. Making a reservation is a breeze at magnoliakennel.com. We take great pride in our dedication to the community, supporting our local fire departments by providing oxygen pet masks. Stay connected and enjoy adorable pet updates by following us on Facebook. Magnolia Kennel of Huntsville is where dogs get to be dogs. Visit us at magnoliakennel.com to book your pet's next stay. We can't wait to meet your 4-legged family members.
The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a faith-based 501c3 nonprofit Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addictions. If you or someone you know needs help, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and that light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. For more information, visit oakridgedisciplehouse.com. This is Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas, a trusted family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram, or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas.
All right, Huntsville, back at it. Time now is 8:07 as we continue on this faithful Friday. We are so excited to be back here and on episode 322. Remember that old song, Greg? Bad boy, what you gonna do?
That's right.
On episode 322.
That's so crazy.
We are rolling. Well, hey, it's always fun to have new guests on this show, and we've already put in the call to TDCJ this morning about those those horns that they sound off for the count. They will not know that this is our horn this morning, not TDCJ's. How about 2 toots this morning for our friend Monte Robinson? Welcome in. Here you go. This is a coveted thing here on the show. There you go.
That's a great one.
You are officially part of the fam over here now.
I didn't know that horn was so productive with just you blowing in it. That was well done.
It started out, Rick Boning at Tomorrow's Promise and 0 Degree got me that thing, and it came with a motor that you put on your truck. And I said, I'm not going to mount that on the truck. And then I figured out, well, shoot, if that thing blows air, I could just blow it through my mouth. So it worked out pretty good.
There's plenty of hot air coming through there, that's for sure.
Yeah, sometimes when I blow, that thing starts floating up in the air, so you got to be careful. Well, Monty, good to have you on. Monty Robinson is the new director, 2 months in now over at Good Shepherd Mission. What a tremendous asset to this community the Good Shepherd is. I mean, just has made such an impact for so many years, and now you get to carry on that legacy. Dave had been there forever, and we got to know Dave, became a friend of this community and a friend of this program, and now you're getting to carry on that torch and bring some new ideas to the Shepherd as well. We'll talk about that in a minute. But let us know maybe just a little bit about the Monty story. You've been in this community for about 3 decades now. Let us know your story.
Sure. I came to Huntsville as a single man. Eckerd Drug district manager said, where's a single guy that's unmarried that we can ship off to this little town called Huntsville? Back before that, we just had a Walmart, no Home Depot. I used to walk around Walmart for entertainment, so that tells you how small Huntsville was 3 decades ago. A lot has changed since then, and it's been great. But that's what brought me here initially. And then I fell in love with Huntsville, got married, and just loved it. And now you couldn't drag me out of here. In fact, for the whole 30 years I've been here, I never wanted to be anywhere else. I've had people say, hey, come move here, come do this. No, I'm not leaving Huntsville unless God moves me. It'll take God moving me out of here. So that's how much I love Huntsville. And that's what brought me here. After 10 years running Eckerd Drug, we were at the store where HEB is now. And in that strip center, that old strip center, and then the new store, I moved that store as the manager and to the location where CVS is on 11th Street. And I loved working retail, but I got into ministry. It was a real, came out of the blue, just very unexpectedly. But I've been in ministry about 22 years now, and I wouldn't do anything else. I never dreamed I'd be in ministry full time. But now, again, I can't be dragged out of it. So I really enjoy it. I was over at Fellowship of Huntsville Church for 17 years, almost the whole. In fact, Fellowship back then was Believers Fellowship. I visited that church the first Sunday I moved here, and I never left for almost 25 years or so.
Wow.
So I was just there, and I ended up becoming a staff member. Loved it over there. Saw the church grow. It was about 100 people when I first started going. Now it's about 1,000. So the church has seen exponential growth. It's been great. But then I started working with other ministries, and I've done homeless ministries through Fellowship of Huntsville. We started a ministry out on 19 for men, teaching them trades, and helping to use the income from their trades to get them on their feet, to get them a car, a job, and an apartment. And so that's where I got some experience working with homeless people. And that was done through Fellowship of Huntsville Church. They were very gracious in allowing me the time to do that. And it was kind of they bought into the vision, and that ministry goes on today, 10 years later. So we're grateful for that. And that's why the board called me. Dave Smith called me, asked me for my resume. And I took a deep breath, and I said, I remember homeless ministry well. It's challenging, but I started praying about it and felt like, hey, God's calling me, and here I am. I
was just thinking of those 3 words, here I am.
Here I am.
And I love what you said because, in a similar path, I think anyone involved in ministry can say, I never really thought I'd be in ministry. But, and Greg can attest to this, as believers, we're all believers. As believers, we're all in ministry. That's right. What we do, and we love on people. Same way that Greg and their family does at Sam Houston Memorial. I mean, it's all about loving on people. That's a ministry in itself.
Absolutely. I'm going to tell you, if you're not called to be a funeral director, you have no business being in that business. Same way with the in the ministry at the church. But it is absolutely a calling, and that's the way we all treat it. And we're blessed every day by the families we serve, just like you, I'm sure, are blessed by the people you serve.
Sure.
Well, it's exciting times here in Huntsville. A lot of things happen, a lot of moving going on, and we see construction out on the interstate, more people moving in. But one thing that I love is the culture of this community. Everyone's working hard to preserve the culture that makes Huntsville so unique. And when I think of that word culture, I think of organizations that have been here, that have been staples in this community as service organizations, and I think of the Good Shepherd Mission. It was one of the first nonprofit organizations that I heard of when I moved to Huntsville. It's been going on for a long time now. With you stepping into this role now, what are some of the ideas, some of the things? Maybe let's start with this. I'm always positive, but every organization has challenges. What are some challenges that you feel like you're facing, and some things that you want to do to overcome that, and maybe some future ideas?
Yes, I'm a big believer in Christian education and education in general. I think given enough time and proper instruction, anyone can learn anything. And so one of the challenges is, when we think better, we live better. We make better decisions, and a lot of people come from abuse. They didn't have the parents us 3 had. Mm-hmm. They had parents that oftentimes were addicted, mistreated them very poorly. And so they're coming out of kind of a childhood and a lifestyle of that. And it takes a lot to overcome that. So what we plan to do is bring the education piece, teach them about household budgeting, teaching them about forgiveness, because oftentimes they've been injured by their parents or relatives, things of this nature, or perhaps boyfriends and later in life, etc., husbands. We want to talk to them about forgiveness. We also want to talk to them not only about household budgeting, forgiveness, but also we want to teach them other skills as well. We are developing a 10-class minimum program right now where our new lodgers, that's what we call the people that we take in, and they're going to live with us. And there's about 35 over there right now that live with us full time. And we want to take them and teach them skills, life skills, how to interview, how to overcome gaps in your resume that you're turning in, or how to handle questions where maybe you've been incarcerated, how to deal with those positively. And so we're partnering with Faith, an organization that is faith-based, and they're going to teach those lodgers those skills where they are prepared to go into an interview and be positive and know what to say. And those kind of things can really make the difference in helping people get a job. And also, we need people in the community to take some chances with us. We have some great workers over there that I'm really proud of, and they're doing a great job. And I told a couple of lodgers yesterday, I said, if I owned a business, I'd be trying to hire that guy right there because he never complains. He works outside. He loves being outside. He loves to just do landscaping. This guy's amazing. And so we are going to have people that have skills that will bring value to businesses. And we need to get them out there knowing these people. And as we have volunteers come in, we hope they kind of see what we're doing and kind of buy in and take some risk on some of the people because really – people need Jesus first. We need to make him famous.
Amen.
So we want to share the gospel. Jesus' name is on the building, the Jesus mission. Mm-hmm. And so when they come in, we want to share the gospel. We want to tell them, hey, this is what changed my life. This is why I'm here. But then what we want to do is also help them to become just prepared for life. Life's difficult out there. I don't care who you are. It's tough. It's tough to keep a household running. You were talking to me about your kids this morning and saying, woo, it's just a lot. Yeah. It's a lot to just deal with life. And then when you're coming out of homelessness, boy, what a challenge. No car, no job, no life skills oftentimes. Now, oftentimes we have educated people too. We just had a guy leave who had a master's degree. So they come from all walks of life. So there's really no cookie cutter. We've got a 1-month-old baby and an 84-year-old over there in our lodger program. So that's why we have case management. So we have 2 case managers, and we have the core program being developed right now on the classes, the education piece. But then we have 2 case managers that looks at the individual and says, this is what you need, and I'm going to help you. You need an ID. We know how to do that. You need a social security card. We need to get your birth certificate. We need to get your transcripts. Whatever it is. Starts them on that journey to get things in order, and then they're having the education piece come alongside. And so that's our vision for lodger help right now.
I think it's great that you mentioned these things. Again, Monte Robinson joining us this morning, the new director at Good Shepherd Mission. It's great that you mention these because a lot of times, especially new people that may come into the community, they just think of the Good Shepherd Mission as a food pantry. But it's so much more than that. Greg, we see folks all the time donating food and clothing and goods. And I had no idea when he mentioned, talking about a young child all the way up to 84, pretty dramatic range of age there that you guys are serving.
Yes. Indeed, we have something very unusual over at the Good Shepherd. About 10 years ago, Good Shepherd invested in a family building, which is extremely unusual in ministry. Homeless shelters, it's hard enough to deal with like a women's shelter and men. We have both. But then we also have a family building where there's 4 families that have fallen on hard times. And we had one family. We met them at the Motel 6. There were 3 teenagers, mom, and a 1-week-old baby at the time. And we said, we have to take action. Even though we didn't have room, we put it into high gear. We got that family in there because that 1-week-old baby was living in a car. And we said we must intervene in this situation and help. We have another couple. They just fell on hard times. They were impacted by a tornado. They have 4 little bitty kids, 3 to 7. And he's working as a roofer. So he's busy. He's out there trying to get his family back on their feet. And mom is is watching those kids, of course, because we can't watch them. Of course, she's going to have to do that. But that just gives you a snippet of the family dynamic. And then we have women and men. And our vision for the future, my number one goal that I'm praying about is let's get the women to their own shelter. And then we have the women of the community coming alongside helping those women, because the co-ed shelter brings a lot of challenges. Yeah. When you have co-ed homeless men and women together, it's not oftentimes a problem, but it can be if you have certain people with certain emotional problems and things. It can really be a harder job to do. So that's our hope, but that's big vision stuff. We also are working with a developer. I guess I won't say his name. He might not like that, but he was able to secure about 3 acres right next to the mission for us. Wow. Yes. So what I'm seeing is a lot of fixed income seniors, crippled people that are disabled. They have injuries that are horrific. I watched a man take 5 minutes to walk into the building living in his car, and he can't walk up the stairs, so he can't lodge there. We could not help this man. But a lot of people are on fixed income, and what we're talking about, now this is board level stuff, but what we're talking about is, hey, and we've already met with the city on this too, and they're thinking, how can we help this? But there's got to be a way where we can take that 5 acres and make some housing kind of a stepping stone. So you come into the lodger program. If you do well, then you come over here with some rent property that is cheap, where you can afford it, and then that's another stepping stone to getting them in an apartment that are the apartments are really expensive if you're making minimum wage these days. I mean, it's really hard to balance all that. So, but that's board level stuff. We'll see how all that goes, but there's people on board already to say, okay, what do we do with what God's given us? Let's take action. Let's get busy. Let's roll up our sleeves and put in the time and put in the prayer and put in the community hours, because there are enough people that want to help people in this town. I know that. I mean, that's why I love Huntsville. That's why you do this radio show. That's why you do the business you do, right? So I'm just looking forward to the days ahead. We're praying for wisdom, though. We don't want to. We want God's leading, and we want to be a people led by God. So the board and I God, give us the wisdom, give us the vision, give us your vision. We don't want our vision. Your vision is what we want, because we know that we want to join your ministry. We don't want God joining our ministry. And so that's a little bit of what's going on over there.
Yeah, I love that, Monte. It's a great vision, and I love hearing the ideas about expansion. Greg and I talk a lot about projects. Like Greg was on talking about the airport one time, and that expansion is good because it allows for growth, Greg.
That's right. Huntsville is growing abundantly, and there's a lot of talent in Huntsville, and there's a lot of resources in Huntsville. And I think, Monty, you put that out there to the community, and there's a lot of construction people, home builders, and remodelers. I just can't imagine that they wouldn't jump on board with that and want to be a piece of that project and get some some little apartments there, some tiny homes, or
yes, sir.
Something. Just
that's exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah,
by the way.
Yeah, and get those things going up.
Yes,
without any problem. Another idea. I tell you what, I have a container on my property that my brother lives in.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's amazing what you can do with that container that costs $5,000, and and you see them around town here. It's apartments, the containers. But that might be another idea. But boy, you're talking about something that's easy to put up and remodel and get. It's crazy how nice those things are.
Yes, sir. We got to get creative. When I was walking around, just coming in a little early, just making sure I'm here. I walked down to the music park right here, and there's somebody sleeping right there.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've noticed, but we are getting more homeless people. Huntsville's growing, and with population growth, all segments of the population will grow, and that includes homeless people. So we'll experience that more, especially if the economy remains tough. And so we need to start being forward thinking, get ahead of the curve, and start saying, okay, God is blessing us. Let's walk with him in these ideas, because there are solutions. And people, I think, deep down want to help, and we're all realizing that, hey, we have to figure some housing out, some affordable housing, because Huntsville's built like crazy over the last. I mean, the apartments we've added to this town is amazing, but there's still more needed.
And that's unbelievable to me. Is the apartments that have gone up in this town? How in the world is there people in all of them? But there are.
Yes, sir.
And we need more.
And most of that's from the university growth.
Right.
Sam being, of course, one of the fastest university actually for many years. So they were filled with students, but nevertheless, it is what it is. We need more housing here.
Yeah.
Maybe this morning somebody's out there listening. Monte, again, Monte's with us. He is Monte Robinson, the director of Good Shepherd Mission. Maybe somebody this morning's watching live. They're listening on the Spirit Radio FM app, or maybe they're back on a replay right now through our podcast or through the archive video. But they're thinking, I want to get involved. I want to help. There's something this morning that's just tugging at my heart saying I need to get involved. What are some opportunities that the community can give back? Obviously the food pantry, but outside of that, what can people do?
Yes, sir. I spent time this last week building a web page for how you can volunteer. If you go to goodshepherdmission.org, I've just been taking pictures on my phone of project after project. I got 2 more on my phone ready to go up today. So kind of picturing it, if you show people a picture of what you need, then they can come over and knock things out. But I'll let you get to it, and you'll see what I'm
under the volunteer tab.
Yes, sir. Under the volunteer tab, you scroll down. It talks about data entry, the first part of it. But if you scroll down, you'll start seeing projects.
Yeah.
Replace wood on our utility trailer. Replace the trailer wiring on our utility trailer. It's not legal. It doesn't have brake lights. Paint shelving. Paint doors.
That's awesome.
And so what you'll find there, hey, if I'm a skilled carpenter, I need some trim work done. Come on over, guys. Spend 6 hours with us and help improve some of the cars. Well, our unloading dock is it needs a lot of repair, as you can see. There's other pictures that would show it better, but we use pallet jacks and lift heavy loads, and that stuff needs to be level and straight and not filled with potholes. So there's anything from an expert company to handyman to doing just painting. I need a tiller right now to till up some soil so we can get grass growing in an area where we took out a bunch of weeds. And so that's fixing to go on the website. So that's how we're going to communicate to the community, is just put these pictures up. So pick a project. Give me a call. If you can bring the paint, we'll give you a pat on the back. If not, I'll go to the store and get the paint. Whatever it takes. So
I love, Greg, I was sitting here looking at this. How great is it that you can just go to the website and see exactly what they, someone out there that wants to volunteer, and there's many, I was looking at that paint the shelves. I'm sitting here thinking, man, I can get a few guys together and go out there on a Sunday after church and paint some shelves. I love how you've done that, because it's exactly what you need. You're not sitting there beating around the bush saying, well, a volunteer shows up. Have you ever volunteered something? Yeah. I'm not knocking any organization,
That's right.
But you just show up stand around.
Yeah, nothing to do.
Yeah, you're not going to stand around here, it looks like.
A lot of people wonder why things don't get done. It's because they haven't asked somebody to do it. You ask somebody to do it, and they'll come. But you can't expect things to get done unless you ask them.
Yes, you have to have some level of organization.
You do.
Oftentimes organizations are taxed. So a volunteer shows up, says, I'm ready to serve, and they're not ready or whatever. Yeah. And I raise my hand. I've been there. I mean, who hasn't been there? But the more organized we can be, we'll get this train rolling. Right. And when people see that their time is well spent, they'll tell their friends. Yes. And that's how that volunteerism grows. We need the outside of the whole building painted by an expert painter of metal. But if we supply the paint, that would only take like 3 or 4 hours, and then we'd have a great looking building. So we're going to improve on that and just keep that rolling. There's about 5 more projects I have in my phone that we'll be adding. So anyway, that's what we're doing right now. And then data entry is Monday through Friday, 9 to noon. We need that. We need 2 people every day. So that's 10 people a week regularly, and they need vacation time. They get sick, et cetera. So we probably need about 15 people just doing that. So that's always great for a retiree who can work during business hours, volunteer, I should say, during business hours. So that's front and center on that page there.
Greg, you were so right when you said, you just ask. And when you were talking, and when I saw these projects, and then you mentioned that, I thought about a pastor that I had back in Georgetown, and he had came from Louisiana with his wife. They both felt an impression on the same day. It is Austin. And so they moved to the Austin area completely on faith, and someone had blessed them with a home to live in for a while. Well, they started church in the middle of that living room, and that church exponentially grew now to over 10,000 members. And there was a time, he used to joke around, they had a commercial center they were preaching out of at one time. A small little commercial, 1,000 square foot little commercial building, like in a strip mall. And he goes, Joel Osteen's got the compact center. He goes, we've got the compact center here. But he said at one service, he said, I'm believing in the Lord for 100 acres of property. He goes, I don't know how it's going to happen. I'm just believing in that. Well, somebody, because he asked, and they prayed about it, and it was God's provision, a church member, he and his wife went out looking for property. And they found this spot on a hill in Georgetown. And in fact, once the engineering came out, if you drew a rectangle, the top left part of that rectangle is the highest point of elevation from there to the East Coast as it drops off. Because even though there's mountains, it drops off. And that ended up being the property. They walked up. They talked to the lady. I knew the lady that they were talking to. Her name was Ann Barton. And Ann said, my daddy told me to never sell this property unless something to be for God was going to come on it. And she goes, and I'd given up hope. I was about to sell it, put it on the market next week, and some major developers had wanted to come in and possibly buy it. And she goes, but I'm not doing that. I'm selling it to y'all. And it was not 100. It was 110 acres of property. And it was just because that pastor had a vision that God put in his heart. And he asked. He said, I'm believing in it. And then, a year later, they had 110 acres. So you never know what God's going to do if you just ask.
That's right.
So, well, Monte, I think it's incredible. We're so thankful to have you, and of course, very thankful for Dave's service for so many years, and now with new leadership and you being there, I think this is just going to continue to grow, and we want the community to be involved. So go to the website, goodshepherdmission.org, and I like every one of those projects says contact Monte. So Monte's on the front end of it. You're not a guy that's just sitting behind the scenes. You are there. You're wanting to get this thing going, and looking forward to that.
Yes. Thank you for having me. It's been a privilege to be with you guys.
All right. Yes, sir. Greg, did you have any final comments?
No, thank you so much for what you do. You've got big shoes to fill. Dave's done a wonderful job over the years, and we're glad to have you.
Yes, thank you so much.
All right. Well, that'll wrap it up here with our friend Monte Robinson. Monte, you're welcome back anytime. We'd love to catch up with you in a few months and kind of see how things are going.
That'd be great.
So stay tuned in here to Hello Huntsville and also on Spirit Radio FM. We'll keep up to date with these great organizations and the work that the Lord has blessed Monte to do. Hey, as always, Faithful Friday brought to you by Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We'll take one final break. Before we do, we got 3 minutes, Greg, until that keyword shuts down for the week. So you've still got 3. We shut it down at 8:35 every Friday. Taters. What is it, Monte?
Taters.
Love them. Love them. And you know who started? Is this guy right here started it. Taters is the keyword of the week. Taters along with your name to 936-339-0139. We got $20 coming your way today. And again, big thank you to Zero Degree Creations for their support. We'll take a break. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us as we close it up. We'll wrap it up in just a few moments. It's your show. This is Good Morning Huntsville.
Hi, I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
Here we grow again. Tomorrow's Promise is excited to announce our third location to better serve the families of Walker County and surrounding areas. At Tomorrow's Promise, we are more than just childcare. We pride ourselves on partnering with parents and creating a place where every child is respected, loved, and nurtured in the highest quality environment. See what makes us the perfect fit for your child and their needs. Schedule a tour and learn more about Montessori.
Tomorrow's Promise Academy on Veterans Memorial now open. Visit tpms.live for more information. Education you can trust. This is Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas, a trusted family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram, or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas.
The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a faith-based 501c3 nonprofit Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addictions. If you or someone you know needs help, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and that light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. For more information, visit oakridgedisciplehouse.com.
Welcome to Magnolia Kennel of Huntsville, where we've been caring for your furry family members for over 4 decades. Nestled at 877 IH 45 South, our kennel is a perfect retreat for your pet. With a climate-controlled facility, spacious exercise yards, we ensure a comfortable and enjoyable stay. At Magnolia Kennel, we offer a range of options including overnight boarding, extended stay boarding, and doggy day out. But that's not all. We also provide additional pampering services like baths and nail care to keep your pets looking and feeling their best. Making a reservation is a breeze at magnoliakennel.com. We take great pride in our dedication to the community, supporting our local fire departments by providing oxygen pet masks. Stay connected and enjoy adorable pet updates by following us on Facebook. Magnolia Kennel of Huntsville is where dogs get to be dogs. Visit us at magnoliakennel.com to book your pet's next stay. We can't wait to meet your 4-legged family members.
All right, back at it, friends. Time now, 8:36 in the a.m. We're about to wrap it up. No, Brother Smith's got a busy day. You guys, is it pretty relaxed today, or you got a busy day?
No, it's a busy day today. It's we've are so thankful for the community, and we're honored to serve. But you know, we've been busy this week. We've had funerals every single day, starting last Sunday, and one this morning, one tomorrow, Sunday, and then Randy's on Monday. Yeah. And so we're just very, very, very busy.
One thing, I've told you this, Greg, I'm going to say it on microphone now and on camera. Man, I pray that I have the energy that you have, because, Greg, you get up in the morning and you hit the ground running, and you go to sleep at night late. But, man, you are just always out. You're always active. You're always serving, not just in the business with the funeral home, but in the community. And I know the funeral home's your number one priority, obviously, right. but you're out serving the community. Man, I see you supporting events. Anytime the Bearcats have something going on, you're there. What are the keys to someone out there? See, I'm saying this for me. What do I have to do to have that energy?
Well, I'm going to tell you, you've got to be healthy. You got to take care of yourself. And I do. It's just a blessing that I have and have a lot of energy. I get up early in the morning, usually 5:30, 6 o'clock, and I go to bed early unless we have an event. But, a lot of times I'm upset that it's dark and I have to go to bed. I mean, I still have energy. I'm still doing things and around the house, and out in the shop or on the property, and it's like Rhonda's, it's like time to come to bed. And I was like, all right, I guess so. So it's just a blessing to be healthy and have because all that you could change tomorrow. I know that, especially in my business. I am so thankful for my health, the health of my family, but that could change in a blink of an eye. Good. And get out there and get it done while you can.
That's good. Good. That's the inspiration from Greg this morning. Hey, on this date, Greg, wanted to mention this. On this date in 1776.
Okay.
All right. Members of the Continental Congress begin attaching their signatures to the Declaration of Independence. Pretty
awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. The less confident ones, they use disappearing ink. The 4th of July really dragged out that year. Because here we are, August the 2nd, so they were still celebrating. It took several days to gather all the signatures. It was like closing on a timeshare. All these guys got together. Some of these are pretty pretty corny, by the way. The reason they called it a Continental Congress is because it included a free breakfast. So,
yeah.
So there you go. Today is National Coloring Book Day, and it could be my favorite. Talking about being healthy, this is definitely not on the healthy menu. It's National Ice Cream Sandwich Day today, Greg.
And you know what? Belinda asked me to go to the bank yesterday, late yesterday afternoon, and I said, and I thought to myself, no, I'm not going to the bank today because Friday is free ice cream sandwiches at First Financial Bank. So guess where I'm going when I leave here? I'm going to the bank. I'm going to start off my day right, and I'm going to eat an ice cream sandwich.
Well, here's a couple of things, too, that you need to know today. There's no value meals at IHOP. I like IHOP. Do you ever go to IHOP?
I love IHOP.
We take the kids there. Braylon loves those, and she got me on the little cupcake pancakes. Again, not healthy.
Right.
I'm sitting here. Now I'm feeling, a little guilty over here sitting next to Greg because he's talking about health, and I'm sitting here talking about cupcake pancakes. But IHOP is going straight to the all-you-can-eat special now through September 15th. Again, not healthy. Customers can order select breakfast combos and the accompanying short stack of buttermilk pancakes. They come as all you can eat at no additional charge. But, man, how many pancakes could you eat?
Well, you know what? Back in the day, I would have heard them. Today, not so much. But I love pancakes. And I may just have to go and get a short stack.
A lot of other going on. Check this out. I don't watch it too much anymore, but American Idol, that was the first kind of reality show. Can you believe that? And how it's changed over the years now with hundreds of shows. But American Idol started all that. Carrie Underwood has officially replaced Katy Perry as an American Idol judge for the upcoming season. I like Carrie Underwood, so I'm looking forward to that.
Who doesn't?
A couple of other things here. Well, sometimes I skip through these because they're political. I don't get to politics on this show. Here's today's impossible question. We do this every day.
Okay.
And what we'll do is I'll say it, and then the audience, we'll give it about a minute so they can kind of catch up and see if they have the answer. School supplies. It's coming up pretty quick. Got to go to school. Luckily, a couple of organizations here giving away school supplies, by the way. But 12% of parents admit to doing this to save money on their kids' school supplies. What is it? 12% of parents admit to doing this. I'll give you a hint. It's something, Greg, that you and I guarantee would not do. But 12% of people do this to save money on their kids' school supplies.
I'm going to guess they take supplies from their workplace and take it home to give it to their kids for school supplies. Pencils, paper, pens. That's just a guess.
Pretty good.
I'm going to start locking mine up.
Yeah, it's pretty good there. So that is the question. We'll get to that in a minute. Kyle Kreiner, he's in studio with it, but he said they shop at the office. So that was the same.
Yeah, shop at the office. I think that's right. I think that's going to be it.
Well, let's head over to our Zero Degree Creations phone and text line. We got a winner today, and the randomizer selected this person. They won earlier this week, and they didn't answer the phone. So this is very rare that they're going to get a call. This will be the third call for them, by the way.
No kidding.
So we'll see if they pick up today. It's $20 free.
You just recognize the number?
Yeah, it showed up on the randomizer. Yeah.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello. Good morning. Who is this?
Yes. This is Melissa.
Melissa, I'm calling on behalf of. I can't joke with you, Melissa. It's Friday. $20 coming your way. It's the Good Morning Huntsville show. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm well.
I was going to say I was calling on behalf of the city, and we were going to complain about something that you didn't do, but I don't. But our city does great things, so I didn't want to do that angle this morning. So hey, go ahead. I'm sorry.
My husband works for the city, so I wouldn't fall for it.
Yeah. Well, we love the city. They're good folks.
Good.
And in fact, Mayor Humphrey's joining us this morning as he always does. Hey,
good morning.
So you won earlier this week. Do you realize that? But you didn't answer the phone.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was busy.
All right. Well, the good news is Greg Smith's here with me from Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. So, Greg.
Way to go, Melissa. Congratulations. $20.
Thank you.
It's buy you an ice cream sandwich. It's ice cream sandwich day.
Oh, yay.
Hey, Melissa, a couple of questions. I don't want to keep you too long, but how did you find out about the show? I haven't seen you text in before.
No, I saw it on Facebook. I think somebody had shared one time or said something about it. I had never heard of it, and so I started following just recently, and then I happened to be on my phone that morning.
Well, there you go. You got Cash App or Venmo or PayPal, any of those?
I do. I have
Thank
Venmo.
Yeah, because what happens is if you win $20 and you don't have those and I have to bring you the $20, you got to pay me $10 for gas.
Oh, you didn't tell her, Rob. Today it's a special. It's a gift certificate from the funeral home, $20.
Yeah,
that's instead of cash.
Yeah.
She has to go redeem it at the funeral home.
Yeah. So, and you could, it'd be great. So, well, hey, congratulations. Hey, how long have you been in Huntsville?
Well, my husband's been with the city of Huntsville for 21 years.
Awesome.
And he started right after we got married, so we've been here 21 years.
Boy, that is great.
In October, yeah.
Awesome. Well, Greg, do you know our question we always ask the guests?
No, go.
So Greg, see, this is all new. Greg's the godfather of this show, but it's been a while. We always ask folks, what do they love most about Huntsville? So I'm going to ask Greg to ask that to you.
Melissa, tell me what you love most about Huntsville this morning.
I just love the people. I love the small town feel, and I love how the community comes together when people are in need or when great things happen and celebrate with each other.
Huntsville wouldn't be Huntsville without the people, and it's so welcoming, so inviting, and so nurturing, and they're always there for you. But the people of Huntsville, Texas, are unmatched anywhere else.
Yeah, I agree. I love it.
All right. Well, hey, God bless you. Thank you so much. And as we say in Huntsville, we appreciate you. We love you, and get out there and keep doing the good work. All right.
Yeah, thank you. Y'all have a blessed day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I don't know if I can read that comment there. Kyle Kreiner put a, Greg, you can read it here. I don't know if we'll say it on air, but it's pretty funny. He said,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so if you're not seeing what we're seeing, go to the social media feed, and you can see it there from our friend the Brisketeer of Huntsville. Greg, it's been a lot of fun today. I appreciate you so much. So great to have new folks on the show as always, like Melissa there. And Melissa, I didn't tell you this on the phone, but text us your Cash App or Venmo, and we'll make sure to get that over to you today.
A lot of fun, Rob. It's been a day or two since I was able to go. We missed Billy Cawthon. He's out working this morning and has a graveside service. So we miss you, Billy. And I'm gonna tell you, everybody that owns a small business needs a Billy Cawthon. He is absolutely the finest young man I've ever known, and dependable, honest, hardworking, compassionate, and I hope he's not listening because he'll want to raise.
Yeah.
But he's if you don't know Billy, you should. He was born in Huntsville, raised in Huntsville, went to Huntsville High School, and he's called into this ministry we call the funeral service industry. And so we love Billy Cawthon, and people in Huntsville are blessed by his presence.
Amen. Well, hey, friends, I want to remind you, too, one thing that we always talk about before we sign off, especially on Friday, is pre-planning. It's so important. And please make that effort. It only takes a few minutes. Go by Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. If you have not and people don't want to think about that, hey, what's going to happen when I pass away? Some people are scared about that. But look, the reality is it helps out a lot. If you have that pre-planning in place, go get it done. It's one less thing that you have to worry about your family worrying about. It's so important to do that. Billy says it only takes 10 or 15 minutes, and get that done, get that taken care of, because you want to make sure that your family isn't having to go through a lot of headaches after you pass. Yeah. It's really important.
Well, I've got a breaking news this morning. We're not getting out of this alive. You know, we it's all going to happen. People like to bury their head in the sand, but we serve families that have pre-planned, and I'm not going to say it's a happy occasion, but it's planned, it's calm, they know exactly what's going on, and then we serve the families that have no idea. And I'm talking good families, but they have one child may have a different idea than the other child. Well, Dad told me this, Dad told me that, and we had a a couple of a blended family maybe. Well, are we going to bury next to mom, or are we going to bury next to my mom? And there's clashes and there's conflicts, and it's just not pleasant sometimes to go through that. So why not just this is not a sales. It doesn't have anything. This has nothing to do with money. It doesn't cost you anything just to come in, get one of our pre-planning folders, and take it home, fill it out, give it back to us, or give it to a loved one. Say, this is what I want. And we've got the folders that ask all of the questions. And so fill it out. Take 10 minutes, fill it out, and that's all that's required.
That's good. Please do that. And Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, they are here to serve the families of not only Huntsville, Walker County, and the Tri-County area. In fact, if you have a loved one in some other area, they'll make those arrangements and help take care of your family. Greg, I thought about this. I know that someone said the gracious Greg, but I started thinking the compassion of Huntsville. Is that okay?
I like that.
All right,
yeah, sure.
So I think that may be the moniker. The compassion of Huntsville is Greg Smith. So,
well, thank you. I appreciate that.
So we appreciate it. Well, hey, that'll wrap it up. We got a busy week next week, so make sure that you stay locked in here. And please follow us on HelloHuntsvilleTX.com as well, where we keep you up to date with news and events happening in our community. Our newsletter goes out every single Friday, and it'll keep you jam-packed, keep you ready to go for the weekend. That's going out to almost 2,000 people now. And you'll hear more stories and see more things about this community and about our foundation sponsors, such as Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. As we wrap it up this morning, reminding you, friends, that we truly aren't strong enough alone to make it on our own. We're really not. We need each other. So please provide a word of encouragement. Lend a hand to support Huntsville. Somebody out there needs you. Until then, have a wonderful, blessed weekend. And good morning, Huntsville, and God bless. We'll see you back Monday at 7:30. See you, Greg.
God bless you, Huntsville.
Nights, neon lights ignite. Paul Lilly at the gallery, what a sight. Custom frames, each one with flair. You bring your art, he adds the care. We love you, Paul, oh yes we do. Your magic touch, you pull us through.